What's up, guys? It's Elliot here, and today I'm bringing you another Analyze This. So we're going to get right into this one. I'm bringing you some more Rhine, but don't worry, it's not completely Rhine. I'm going to show you in this game just how to flex between Rhine and Winston, since Rhine is obviously my main, but sometimes Winston is called for. I was just checking there to make sure I was in the team chat. But basically, we're defending here on Anubis, and as you know, you want to defend up high. You want to defend on the high ground here, and unfortunately they had a Genji coming straight through, but I'm trying to protect my team. In fact, there was really no, I looked behind and like my team wasn't directly behind me. They were all just kind of on the low ground because they got booped off by Pharah. So I decided it was okay to come back on the point and help kill the Genji. So basically, though, the mistake I made there is I probably shouldn't run at the Tracer. I mean, she can't do a whole lot, and that was a huge waste of a charge. And luckily, I didn't decide to jump down there. You could tell I was thinking about it, but yeah, it's definitely risky. And now that I'm kind of out of position, luckily the team's cleaning up, but they've got a Pharah, a Genji, a Tracer. They're running triple DPS. And they're going to get a pick on me. But there, I was out of position. I was spending too much time swinging, which is what you don't want to do. I mean, obviously, when you're playing Rhine, sometimes you do, when you're on the point, want to swing. But I had a Lucio I was trying to protect. I had a Roadhog. They were running triple DPS, which means they can likely burst me down because they have a lot of damage. And their main tank was a Roadhog, which was kind of a bad idea. And that actually is going to come into play for them a lot in this game, is they didn't have like a legit comp because they went Roadhog. So as their only tank, so their triple DPS wasn't quite as strong. But playing as a Reinhardt, that's really difficult because obviously I want to like keep my shield up in front, but I'm gonna have a Pharah over top of me, a Genji, and a Tracer, and they're gonna be all around me, which means a lot of my job is gonna be to swing. And I don't really know where to protect because they can hit me at every angle. And this is actually really smart from the other team. Now, if they had gone a legit comp, this could have been different things. I almost choked there and let that thing completely hit me, but luckily I did not. But basically, because they're running triple DPS, playing Rhine is difficult because you don't really know where their main point of attack is. Now, against some triple DPS, if they were going like McCree, Soldier, and like Widow or something, or if they were going even with like a Pharah, you know, it's pretty straightforward. But because they have all flankers, look at that right there. Pharah was on the right, Genji was up the middle, Tracer was coming from the left. That is a perfect example, and that was actually probably a decent nano. But I decided again, there's nowhere to put my shield up, and now that I'm just getting nanoed, I'm just trying to like swing, and I'm taking a lot of damage from their whole team. Luckily I do get the pick there on Mercy. I'm not sure if she had res, but that might have actually saved the point as we were about to like lose that there. But that's exactly what I'm saying. I don't have the ability to like put my shield up and just block a front line. They don't have a Rhine. You know, I can block their Roadhog, but they're coming at me from different angles, and my team, of course, being, there's a Genji and a Reaper who obviously want to get forward too. Actually, wait, did we have a Genji? I don't know, because my friend's on Roadhog, but no, we had a Pharah and a Reaper and a Roadhog. So obviously I'm protecting my healers and Roadhog, but I'm not doing, like, a lot of it. Roadhog is really more of keeping the flankers at bay with hooks. So it's obviously a decision you have to make. And I think at this point, as I said earlier, I will be switching to Winston in this video. I think I said this is the point when I kind of realized at switch, I figured I would just use the ult. That's good. You don't want to over switch, and that's something I can't stress, because if you over switch, you'll never get ult. So if you're close to ult, I would say use it, because especially when you're Rhine, your ult's extremely important. But if you're close to an ult, you can typically win a fight with it, even if your comp's not like ideal for what you're dealing with. And then when you win the fight, you can just like jump off the map, or if you're defending in like this situation, go back and respawn. And again, I went a little aggressive swinging in a lot of these situations because just there's nowhere for me to stand and protect. They're not just following a Rhine and firing at me from a choke. They're getting in there and jumping on my team. So like as you can see there's really no one in the middle to fire, like just for me to hold my shield up. And I was doing that a little earlier. But why? I only have like, I think if we check the stats there, I think that was just over 3k damage blocked. And we're like, this is probably a point in the game when you'd be up towards like 6 or 7. So I've got like half of my like usual damage blocked, because usually if I play a whole round of this, it could get 10 to 12 and we're almost done. So yeah, so I think the Pharah there gets a pick, but yeah, basically here, this is the first situation when I picked got to actually use my shield really in the game. It's not gonna block all of the Pharah, but that's the whole point I'm trying to make here. So basically I come back here and I got a lucky pin on that Genji, but again, we are going to be able to hold the fight, and I get a nice follow-up there. So that was a nice, clean piece for me. But as you can see, I really haven't had to use shield I've been all over the place. I've been swinging, and these are very mobile heroes I'm up against, so playing Ryan isn't always the best. Now, if I can land pins like I did on that Genji, that's one thing, but it's not reliable. I'm not using my shield to do very much. They're not coming down mid and just like firing behind a Ryan and like their tanks and trying to like break my shield. They're just getting in from all different angles. So I still have the ult. Unfortunately, I didn't get to use in the last fight. It would have made it a little easier. Their Tracer's missing the pulse bombs. That helps us. And again, their comp was not like legit, and I think you can see from the chat they're definitely flaming their own team, but that helps. And this is something else, just on a side note, when you're playing and the enemy team is like triggered, you gotta have confidence. And they were mad at Roadhog again for because he's just kind of used. I think this is when he was broken, or I think he was just playing really well. But again, you gotta have confidence in these type of situations where like they're not running a legit comp. They're getting triggered at each other, so you gotta have confidence. You gotta like just play, and you gotta like keep your team motivated, because these are the type of games you can win reliably, especially on a map like 2CP. What they're doing is just not gonna cut it, because they just don't have the ability. Really, they might have the ability to get a couple picks, but they can't sustain themselves. And in 2CP to take B, they have to sustain themselves. So again, the reason I'm talking about that is just because, as you can tell from this gameplay, if they're not firing at my shield, I'm doing very little until they actually get on the point. And I'm still just swinging my hammer around, so I'm actually, I'm not really going to fast forward. Yeah, I'm going to fast forward this until I switch to Winston. Okay, so I switched for just like about a couple minutes, maybe, I don't know, like 30 seconds-ish. So basically, I used the ult. I got like a pick. I decided at this point it was worth just wasting it, the ult from Ryan. I'm just switched to Winston. But the reason Winston works better against what they were doing is I can jump at the flankers, and I can be very mobile, and I can shock them, and I can deter them away. It's not as Ryan, where obviously I can by just standing there, but this way I'm not really like a meat shield. I'm going in, I'm dealing damage, and I can be mobile, and I can be aggressive at them. This is a bad decision. I should not have been trying to poke the Tracer. That's unnecessary ultra defeating her. But I can jump around the point, because jump hack's obviously so good for Winston. I can go each side. I can drop my bubble on the point to protect the heroes I need to. Just like that, even though it got destroyed. And I can just kind of go at them. In this case, I'm just trying to pick the Mercy. Obviously, #1 priority. Always pick Mercy when you're pushing, because Res will just destroy the pushes. And basically, I can just be everywhere. I can just jump around, and I can get at them. They're mobile, so instead of playing Ryan where I'm stationary, I'm going to be mobile, and I'm going to try to like help my team by jumping around on the flankers. And I'm contributing as a tank to like our wiping of them. And as you can see, it was been really effective. I haven't really dropped below half HP until right here. And we got some pretty easy wipes on them. Other than their Genji came with ult and kind of destroyed them. But again, there's the res. Mercy, great on 2CP. But again, they don't really have like a great way to take this point now, because I'm jumping around. I'm also countering the Genji. That's insanely important. Actually, that was another thing I figured. The Genji was kind of their best player, and countering them by switching to Winston, even on defense, can be really good, because if you can shut them down by jumping at them when they get on the point, it's extremely effective. And luckily our DPS cleaned it up. So I'll get back to talking more about Winston when we get into attack. Okay, so we're into the attacking side. I decided to start with Winston, just same reason as last time. They were going to go Genji, and they had Tracer, and Winston's so good against them just because he's reliable damage. Not as good against Tracer, because she can just keep blinking away, but he's really, really good against Genji, because he just jumps around and he can't deflect any of your damage. So I decided to do that, and this is really rough for me because they have a Bastion, and I can't really willingly jump in on a Bastion as Winston. He will just get wrecked. But luckily I was waiting for our Genji and Pharah to get over top, and then I jumped in to distract them. And then it's really straightforward from here. Reliable damage, I can jump at the point. And again, they're running all these like mobiler heroes. I don't think they are this round, but I switched because they were running the mobile heroes, and then I missed that. I would have gotten an easy pick on that D.Va if I hadn't missed that jump. But I decided, because they were playing these mobile heroes, they weren't going tank heavy, and they were going really squishy. I figured it was good to pick Winston. And obviously, if you can, killing Mercy is your #1 priority, because Mercy's res is like the best ability in the game. It fixes everyone's issue of dying, which is great, especially in solo queue. Obviously, I'm playing with like a friend here, but it fixes people's issue of dying. Or I'm playing with two friends, excuse me. But it fixes people's issue of dying in solo queue, which happens without communication. And right there, look at that. I don't know if she saved the push for them. But again, I'm trying to mercy hunt because it's important. You can burst her down. She's a squishy. Winston eats squishies, and he's going to get buffed soon, which I'm really happy about. I think it'll let me play him a little more. But the Pharaoh got a nice ult there, and I went for the health pack, but it wasn't here, and I decided just because our healers were down. Well, wait, no, we did have an Ana, but I decided I would just risk it, and luckily I did end up getting the kill. And I don't... Why is the Ana... Yeah, the Ana did not heal me there. I'm a little frustrated now looking back at that, but... I got a hold just as I died. But yeah, unfortunately that health pack was going and my heal. Lucio was down and Ana didn't heal me. So we do actually, their res kind of helped them keep the point just to 1 tick. But yeah, that was a little unfortunate. But the good news is Winston's ult is what I can talk about now. And that's the fact that his ult is great for distracting, buying us time, and stalling on the point. And obviously when they're defending, it's great because I can throw them around. I can keep them from picking us, and I can be 1,000 HP annoyance on the point. So basically here, I'm just waiting for the team. They've got a Bastion we're calling out. So I'm just trying to figure out the best time to jump in. And obviously Bastion will eat me for lunch. But I figure just, this is probably a point where it's normally, this is where you want to switch back to Reinhardt, in my personal opinion. In most situations, like, I would switch back to Reinhardt. And I probably should have done that. And I think I might have been debating it here. I'm not sure, because this is the type of situation where I switched initially to Winston because they were playing all these squishy heroes, and I could jump at them. They weren't going tank heavy, but now they've got a Rein and a D.Va, and they've got Bastion, and it just seems like now it's clear that Reinhardt would be the better choice. I think they had res there, and that saved their point, but our fair ult really, our fair ult won us that fight, and now I just get to clean up. But this is the type of situation is if this game had gone on for longer, because I'm going to spoil it a little bit, it's not, I would have switched back to Rein, because with a Bastion, with the lineup they had, with a Rein and a D.Va, it's better to just have the shield, because now they were actually clumping up and defending. But initially I switched to Winston for mobility, but then Rein was better against a stationary team. But as you can see, being able to flex between the two got me a lot of kills, getting in the right positions, picking the right people, going at mercy, killing their squishies when I needed to. And all the things I listed to just help my team win this was a lot better. And being able to do this will net you easier wins. Especially against teams that, like, those people were not bad, but netting easy wins is what you need to do, and you need to be able to switch so you can get yourself wins instead of grinding ones out by having kind of bad comps. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're enjoying this series and learning from it. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.